Homesteading, page 190. Make your own foods continued. Make your own ice cream. Supplies: 1 pound coffee can, 3 pound coffee can, duct tape, ice, and 1 cup of salt. Ingredients: 2 cups, half and half, a half cup of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Directions: Number 1. Mix all the ingredients in the 1 pound coffee can. Cover the lid with duct tape to ensure it is tightly sealed. Number 2. Place the smaller can inside the larger can and fill the space between the two with ice and salt. Here's a picture. Shows the half and half being poured into the big can. Shows the cane sugar behind it. Shows duct tape over the top of the can. It shows that can being put into the bigger can filled with ice. It shows it duct taped on top. And then it shows it forming at the end right there. Number 3. Cover the large can and seal with duct tape. Roll the can back and forth for 15 minutes. To reduce noise, place a towel on your working surface or work on a rug. Number 4. Dump out ice and water. Stir contents of small can. Store ice cream in a glass or plastic container. If you leave it in the can, it may take on a metallic flavor. If desired, add cocoa powder, coffee granules, crushed peppermint sticks, or other candy or fruit. Brew your own beer. Making your own brew is not difficult, but be sure to use water that is not heavily chlorinated or that has a strong mineral flavor. The sweetness of malt from barley and the bitterness of hops, the female flower of the hop vine, balance each other to create beer's rich flavor. The fermentation is caused by the yeast consuming the sugar, which produces carbon dioxide and alcohol. Malt is barley that has begun to germinate, which creates enzymes necessary for converting starch to sugar. When you're first experimenting with brewing beer, use store-bought malt and hops, as they will have more predictable results. If you want to make your own malt, let the barley grains sprout. Once the shoots are the same length as the kernels, stop the growth by heating the barley to between 185 degrees and 230 degrees Fahrenheit. At that point, the barley is malted and must be cracked and soaked in 150 degrees Fahrenheit water for about 6 hours. Finally, strain the barley and use the liquid for your beer. Supplies: 10-gallon pail, hydrometer, siphon and clamp, 12 2-liter bottles sterilized. Ingredients: Water. 40-ounce canned pre-hopped malt extract. 6 to 7 cups white sugar or 8 to 9 cups corn sugar. 1 teaspoon brewer's yeast. 24 teaspoons white granulated sugar. Directions. Number 1. Clean pail, hydrometer, and siphon with warm, soapy water and rinse thoroughly. Then sterilize by rinsing with a mix of 1 tablespoon household bleach and 1 gallon water. Rinse a final time with clean water. Number 2. Pour 2.5 to 3 gallons cold water in the pail. Page 191. Number 3. Bring 7.5 quarts of water to a boil in a large pot. Add malt extract very slowly, stirring, and then simmer uncovered for 20 minutes. Number 4. Add sugar and stir until dissolved. Number 5. Dump the hot mixture into the pail containing the cold water, splashing it in to increase the oxygen in the liquid. Yeast needs oxygen to do its job. Number 6. Add ice water until mixture is about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Water that is too hot can kill the yeast. Number 7. Add the yeast and stir well. Number 8. Cover loosely. If the lid is too tight, the pail could explode. And allow to sit in a moderate to cool place around 62 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit for 6 to 10 days. Don't open the pail. Tip it or shake it for at least 6 days. Number 9. Place the hydrometer in the beer and give it a spin to release air bubbles. The hydrometer should read about 1.008 for dark beers and 1.010 to 1.105 for light beers. Number 10. When the beer is ready, place the bucket on a bench or sturdy table and place the sterilized bottles on the floor below. Add about 2 teaspoons of white granulated sugar to each bottle to help carbonate the beer. Number 11. Use the siphon and clamp to siphon the beer into the bottles. Screw on the lids. Give the bottles a quick shake and store the bottles in a warm, dark area for a few days. And then move into cool, dark area. Store at least 3 weeks before drinking. Make your own wine. Supplies: colander or strainer, large bowl or pot, 1 gallon container with a secure lid, spoon, potato masher, a funnel. Ingredients: 1 quart of fruit, 2 cups sugar, 1 gallon of water divided, and 1 package active yeast. Directions. Number 1. Thoroughly clean all your cooking utensils with warm, soapy water and rinse thoroughly. Then, sterilize by rinsing with a mix of 1 tablespoon household bleach and 1 gallon of water. Rinse a final time with clean water. Number 2. In a bowl, crush the fruit with a potato masher or use a food processor until smooth. Number 3. Dissolve the sugar in 1 cup of hot water. Allow to cool to room temperature and add to the fruit. Number 4. Dissolve the yeast in 2 cups of warm water and add to the fruit, along with the remaining water. Stir once every day for a week. Number 5. Strain through a colander into your 1 gallon container. Close lid securely and allow to rest in a cool, dark place for 6 weeks. Number 6. Strain the wine into your sterilized bottles, leaving 1 empty, and cork lightly. After 3 days, strain the wine from 1 bottle into the empty one. Leave about 1 inch headspace below the cork and repeat until bottles are full. End of page.